December jobs report came in well above the expectations this morning. Was it a one-off? Is it a December thing? What does it really mean about the economy, and what will the Fed do in 2025? Because that matters for your money. And Jessica Kriegel's with us, Chief Strategy Officer, Culture Partners. Lisa Flicker, Senior Managing Partner, Head of Real Estate at Jackson Lucas. Thank you both for being with us. Lisa, start with your initial reaction. Did you feel like it was a one-off? What were your takeaways from the jobs report today?
Nicole, it's great to be back. Well, first of all, I mean, it was very surprising, right? There were, I think, expected to be somewhere in the 155, 160,000 jobs created, and the 256,000, the addition of the 256,000 jobs has just been a really surprising increase. And is it a one-off? You know, I think the number might wind up getting adjusted a little bit, and I think that it may. But I think we ended the year strong, and there was the drop in unemployment. I think there is a resilience in the labor market as we close out 2024 that is real.
Yeah, and Jessica, look, we saw in the demographics all different groups doing better as far as their jobs, unemployment rate drops. That was good news overall. What were your takeaways, Jessica?
I think the December report was a direct reaction to the election. CEOs and corporations were putting everything on hold in 2024 because there was so much uncertainty, not just the election uncertainty, but AI uncertainty and what all of this means for the economy. So now that we know what the result of the election was, it allows CEOs to strategize and plan accordingly. And so they've put the pedal to the metal again. They've unpaused, so to speak. And I think that's what the jobs report is really reflecting. Back to business.
So that's a good feeling, Jessica. If that, in fact, is the case, are you feeling really optimistic for 2025?
Yeah, uncertainty is terrible for organizations, right? Because they don't know if their strategic plans are going to go off well or not. And so there's less uncertainty now. We know what a Trump administration means for regulation, what it means for the markets. And so now we can plan accordingly. And that makes corporations more confident, allows them to go hire more than they were before when they were waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, and Lisa, to that point, you also noted that you expect more transactions in areas like real estate, for example.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I agree with what you're saying in that, the certainty in the market has definitely made people feel good. I noticed just as an executive recruiter at Jackson Lucas, people the day after the election, and I think it wasn't a matter of who won. I think it was just a matter of the fact that it was over. People were starting to really prepare for a 2025 hiring plan that seems to be pretty strong. And I think from the real estate perspective, sellers are finally starting to reset their expectations. I think they were holding off, but I think they realized that the higher rates might be here to stay, and it's been harder and harder to modify loans. So what I'm seeing is a ramp up in acquisitions talent needed to deal with this increasing transactions that's coming up.
Yeah, understood. Jessica, you also noted that we're going to see some differences in jobs, in job markets. Professional services, manufacturing won't be the same.
Yeah, it's still the tale of two markets out there. I mean, the hourly worker experience is very different from the salaried worker. There's a labor shortage in nursing and manufacturing. It's a lot harder to get a job right now if you're a marketing executive than it is if you work on the front line of a manufacturing company. So this is one jobs report, but there are multiple realities that are being lived right now based on where you are in the economy.
Yeah, and we do talk about rates and how people are feeling. Lisa, you noted, that overall we're seeing some strength in the economy, but at the same time, borrowing costs are still a challenge. How do you feel about the consumer for 2025?
I think the consumer is feeling good. It seems to be that the consumer there's certainty post-election, and they're starting to feel like the job market is strong. What's interesting is I think it is a tale of two cities. I think when you look at the employment, there are some jobs that the it is still hard to get a job in that market. But in general, I feel like we've seen hiring, while it's becoming more selective, people do feel like there are more roles available, and they feel, especially people who are in investments or in operations, are feeling good about the market.
All right, good to see you both, Jessica and Lisa. Thank you. Jessica Kriegel, Culture Partners, Lisa Flicker, Jackson Lucas.